In the year 2013, a remarkable case gripped the heart of Texas. A woman was sentenced for murder, a conviction fraught with perplexity. What stood out, what confounded everyone, was the absence of typical incrimination. No physical evidence was brought forth. There were no eyewitnesses to the alleged crime. Most bewildering of all, no body was ever found. Yet there she stood, labeled a murderer. The case unfurled in a whirlwind of hearsay and conjecture. Prosecutors relied heavily on circumstantial evidence that seemed too flimsy to hold. Neighbors, pointing fingers, painted tales of her peculiar habits. Friends, once close, recounted odd behavior that hinted at dark undertones. But was eccentricity enough to suggest sinister actions? Her defense team, relentless, peeled back layers of inconsistencies. Phone records clashed with timelines. A supposed crime scene offered no tangible clues. Still, doubts lingered in the jury's minds, overshadowing the glaring gaps. But just when the verdict seemed inevitable, a shocking twist jolted everyone awake. A journalist, digging deep, surfaced with startling revelations. A shadowy tip-off indicating the alleged victim living in Mexico. Alive. A wave of disbelief crashed over the courtroom. Judges demanded decorum amid the chaos. The defense seized this lifeline, clamoring for a mistrial. However, the prosecution held one last card. A diary, tattered and enigmatic, belonging to the woman on trial. Its pages whispered secrets of turmoil and inner demons. Were these reflections of guilt, confessions, or mere scribblings of a haunted soul? Public intrigue reached fever pitch. As media frenzies painted her either villain or victim, the courtroom turned theater for society's deepest questions on justice. And then, as the trial teetered on the edge of chaos, a revelation deemed too critical emerged. Evidence, it seemed, had been withheld. The air tingled with suspense, each heartbeat a thunderous drum roll. Just when truth seemed within grasp, everything changed. What this hidden evidence entailed remained cloaked in mystery, leaving questions burning. The seismic shift in dynamics promised more revelations, pulling everyone into a deeper, tangled web. As the judge laid the groundwork for part 2 of this unfolding drama, a singular question loomed large. Would the truth ever see the light of day? Or would it slip further into the shadows of doubt? The stage was set for the next act, and with it, new surprises awaited in the wings. The courtroom hushed as proceedings resumed for the second act of this enigma-laden drama. Whispers of the withheld evidence echoed through the halls like a storm gathering momentum. All eyes turned to the judge as fresh waves of anticipation swept across the room. This critical new evidence, a thin file with the power to alter destinies, was unveiled. Inside lay surveillance footage, grainy yet significant, captured not in Texas, but in a quiet town across the border. It portrayed shadows, movements that matched neither description nor expectation. A figure believed gone was very much present, fanning the flames of both hope and dread. The defense, emboldened, dove deep into these revelations. The footage presented potential exoneration, suggesting an elaborate ruse where reality twisted like desert illusions. But the questions lingered. Who was pulling the strings, and to what end? Meanwhile, whispers of conspiracy began to permeate every corner. Friends and foes alike emerged from the woodwork, each wielding fragments of past interactions, lost conversations, and business deals gone awry. The woman's life unfolded as a tapestry full of intrigue and hidden motives, each thread a potential lead or a misdirection. Tensions ran high as another bombshell exploded during a surprise cross-examination. A former colleague came forward, alleging the woman was entangled in a covert operation long before the trial began. But as she spoke, her credibility was questioned. Her tales seemed too convenient. Despite the mounting chaos, the victim's potential presence in Mexico hung over proceedings like a specter. Pressed by authorities, local law enforcement worked tirelessly to confirm the claim. If they found him, the landscape of this case would change utterly. Then, just as a semblance of clarity began to form, the case took another mystifying turn. A letter arrived mysteriously, signed by someone claiming to be the victim. Its contents were ambiguous, leaving tantalizing clues, but offering no definitive proof of life or death. This new piece plunged the courtroom back into uncertainty. The words hinted at knowing the truth but stopped short, ensuring the enigma remained unsolved. With tension bristling in the air, the judge called for an adjournment. As gavel met wood, an unspoken agreement hung thick. Every attendee knew this story hadn't reached its climax. Outside, amidst the press frenzy and public spectacle, one thought dominated conversations. What lay in store for Part 3? What layers of deception and truth remained buried beneath this desert of doubt? Before answers could satisfy the thirst for knowledge, new revelations painted the horizon with possibilities both promising and perilous. And so, as the sun set on Part 2, everyone was left with one compelling question. Would the next chapter finally uncover the truth, or draw them deeper into the labyrinth of illusion? The courtroom fell silent as the final phase of this haunting case approached. Tension was thick, every eye fixed on the judge, each person eager to learn what secrets the next revelation might unveil. The air crackled with anticipation, like a storm about to break. Suddenly, a forensic expert took the stand, drawing attention to a piece of evidence that had been overlooked, an obscure fragment of fabric found near the supposed crime scene. It was faint, almost invisible, but under magnification it revealed a startling detail, fibers not belonging to the woman or the victim. The room erupted in whispers. Could this be the missing link? Was it proof of an intruder, someone lurking in the shadows all along? Or was it planted, a careless mistake in a web of lies? As the expert explained, a hush fell over the court. The fibers matched a rare material used in tactical gear, only available to a select few. This led investigators to a startling new line of inquiry: someone with access to military or law enforcement equipment, someone who could move undetected. Meanwhile, mysterious photographs surfaced. Hidden inside a sealed envelope, sent anonymously, showed a shadowy figure within the victim's home weeks before the alleged murder. The image was grainy but unmistakable. It hinted that the victim was under surveillance, watched by an unseen watcher. The plot thickened. Whispers spread. Was the victim silenced? Or was this a setup, a trap designed to frame the woman? Every revelation raised more questions than answers. Then, in a jaw-dropping twist, new testimony revealed that the woman had a secret safe deposit box, locked and unsearched, holding documents that could change everything. As her attorney unlocked it on the stand, everyone leaned in. Inside was a collection of letters, receipts, and a mysterious USB drive. The drive, a potential treasure trove of truth, if it could be opened, deciphered, trusted. But just as the tension reached its peak, relentless discovery gave way to chaos. Someone tried to seize the evidence, claiming it was planted, tampered with. A struggle erupted. In the chaos, a sudden blackout plunged the courtroom into darkness. When the lights flickered back, the USB was gone. The safe deposit box had been ransacked. A chilling thought dawned. Someone in the courtroom was sabotaging the case. An unseen enemy, watching, waiting. Someone who didn't want the truth uncovered. And now, the question loomed larger than ever. Who is really behind this? And how deep does the conspiracy go? As the judge called for order, the room was left hanging on the brink of revelation, and a new, darker mystery awaited in the shadows. The courtroom was suffocating with silence as court officials scrambled to restore order after the blackout. Tense whispers rippled through the crowd. Everyone knew that the missing USB drive was a game changer. Someone wanted the truth buried at all costs. Suddenly, an investigator stepped forward, clutching a sealed bag. Inside, they revealed a small, seemingly insignificant piece of paper. Crumpled, smudged, but unmistakably part of a larger puzzle. It contained a single word: alliance. Double asterisk. The room erupted again. What did it mean? Who was behind this? Allies in law enforcement? A secret syndicate? Or someone closer to the victim's life? Someone who had everything to lose? Then, a shocking breakthrough. An anonymous tip-off led authorities to a hidden room beneath an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of town. Inside, they found a trove of documents, files, photographs, and a clandestine ledger. The ledger listed names, dates, and coded references, names that linked powerful figures across politics, law enforcement, and the criminal underworld. As investigators sifted through the evidence, an encrypted message surfaced on the recovered USB drive. If they could decrypt it, they might finally understand the entire web of deception. But time was running out. Someone, somewhere, was watching every move. Meanwhile, deep inside the woman's attorney's office, a secret visitor arrived, silent, cloaked in shadows. They handed over an old, faded photograph showing the woman with a figure cloaked in a dark hood. The caption? "She's not who she appears to be." Asterisk. The photograph sent chills down everyone's spine. Was she a victim or a villain? And who was the mysterious figure in the photo? In the final moments of this chapter, authorities finally succeeded in decrypting part of the USB. The message was chilling, an ominous warning hinting at a betrayal from within their ranks. But just as they prepared to reveal the truth, a coded message appeared on the screen. The real enemy is still out there. And then, everything changed. A sudden, untraceable call to the police station confirmed the worst. The woman had vanished from her holding cell. No sign, no explanation. She simply disappeared. Did someone help her escape? Or was she never truly there to begin with? As viewers are left on the edge of their seats, one question remains. Who is really running this game? And what is their ultimate goal? The battle for the truth is far from over. The city was on edge. The hunt for the woman, the truth, and the mastermind reaching a fever pitch. Every lead pointed to a terrifying conclusion. The secret society's roots ran deeper than anyone had feared. Their influence touched every corner of power, and now they were prepared to silence anyone who threatened to expose them. In the shadows, the woman reappeared, her face scarred, but her eyes raw with determination. She revealed a shocking truth. She had been working undercover all along, trying to dismantle the conspiracy from within. The device she guarded contained the final piece needed to expose the entire network, a revelation that would bring this clandestine empire crashing down. As she activated the device in a secret bunker, the screens around her flickered to life, revealing names, locations, and dark secrets long buried. The network's collapse seemed inevitable. But just as the truth was within grasp, the lights went out again, an attack orchestrated from the very top. The darkness was brief. When the lights returned, the device had vanished. In its place, an ominous message appeared on the wall. "You've played your part. Now it's my turn." Suddenly, a distant shot echoed through the bunker. The woman frantically searched for her assailant, only to see a shadow retreating into the night, leaving her alone, battered, but unbroken. In the final seconds, the mastermind's voice crackled over a hidden microphone, whispering coldly, "This isn't the end. It's only the beginning." As emergency responders reached her, she knew one thing for sure. The battle for truth had only just begun. The true enemy, hiding behind lies and deception, was still out there, watching, waiting, ready to strike again. And with that, The story closed on an unsettling thought. Who is really in control, and will justice ever truly prevail? The game has ended, or has it? Stay tuned and subscribe to our channel for more chilling true crime videos.